Hello, thank you for being with us today on Give SI. We are so excited to have this guest with us. This is Verna Teege with Vets and Pets. And before I have Verna tell you all about Vets and Pets, I'm going to have Verna tell you about her background because that's going to help you understand how Vets and Pets came about. So welcome.
Thank you. Thank
Oh,
you.
thank you for being here. Verna, you know I love the story of Vets and Pets, but I want them to know a little bit about your background. So tell me about that.
So I am a VA nurse. I work in the emergency department there. And what we were seeing is that veterans were refusing to let us admit them to the hospital or transfer them to other hospitals, even when they had life-threatening conditions because they had dogs at home and nobody to take care of their dogs. So we saw that there was a need and decided it's time to do something about this.
Yeah, Verna, you've been a nurse for how long?
A little over 10 years.
Okay, and you've done more than work at the VA.
Yes.
Yeah, what else have you done as a nurse?
As a nurse, I worked in the ER at Heron Hospital, and I also am a forensic nurse for sexual assault patients.
And I'm going to make you just disclose the whole thing because you've also been a law enforcement officer and still are, correct?
Yes.
Yes. Where all of you worked as a law enforcement officer?
My career is mostly in Louisiana, but I've also worked here with a few different departments. I started out in Freeman Spur. I worked for the state police and with the Energy Police Department.
Yes. And I asked you to describe that because that collective background makes you have such a deep appreciation and a deep understanding of what these veterans were up against when you saw the need. So I love that you saw that and then said, wait a minute, we can't just leave it at being a problem. We have to come up with a solution. So tell me more about Vets and Pets, sort of how it got started, where it is now, and where you're hoping to take that organization.
We just got started with it this year. So we were granted some money and we were able to buy a commercial kennel that my husband has been helping us to work on.
Let me just interrupt a moment. Anybody who runs a nonprofit know that their family members are now automatic volunteers. So I appreciate that. So go ahead.
He's a willing victim. So we now have this commercial 4-dog kennel. And the way this is going to operate is when a veteran has a need, and we're hoping that they will contact us ahead of time so we can kind of screen them before they do have a medical emergency. But however it works out, we will take their dogs in. They will be screened by the Right Way Rescue's Timber Trails Clinic for their health status and their behavioral status. We'll get them up to date on any vaccines they may need. If they have medical conditions that need to be addressed within reason, we'll do that. We'll spay and neuter if that is needed. And then we will, depending on the length of time that the veteran's going to be hospitalized, we will either keep them in our kennel or house them with a volunteer foster.
So besides the kennel, you'll be looking for volunteers to foster the animals?
Yes.
What kind of criteria or qualifications do people have to do that?
To foster, the first thing they need is a willing heart and a safe place to be for the dog. If they can have other animals in the house, they can have children in the house, and we'll try to match the animal to the foster family. So as long as they have a place that they can separate the animal, because there's going to be some anxiety because now this dog is going from what he knows is home to a foreign environment. So if he could have a little place to decompress, that would be helpful.
And in this process, while you're still trying to get everything settled and get off the ground, you've actually hosted your first pet, correct?
We have.
All right, tell me about that.
We have. A veteran contacted Down the Leash because he was enrolled in their program, and they reached out to us because he needed emergency surgery and had nobody to care for his dog. So we coordinated. We got their dog. We had a foster available who was willing to take him in while the veteran had surgery and took some time to recover, and we were able to reunite them, which is always our goal.
Yes.
We always that's the whole point and purpose, is so the veteran could be reunited with his animal.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was great.
So Verna, tell me, how did you get involved with Give SI?
With Give SI, my involvement with Give SI is through the Community Foundation, because when I first started looking to establish a nonprofit, I was directed to the Community Foundation, and they taught me everything I needed to know. We wouldn't exist without their guidance.
So your involvement this year is your first time to be involved with Give SI.
It
Do
is.
you have a fundraising goal this year?
We're hoping to raise $5,000.
And what kinds of things are you planning to do with those funds?
Well, that money will help to pay for the veterinary care we're going to provide for the veterans' animals, because all those services that we provide is at no charge to the veteran.
So you have this collaboration with Right Way, correct?
Yes.
All right. Can you describe what they're doing?
Right Way Rescue is an established nonprofit animal shelter. And it is just the most beautiful union that I could ask for, because through our partnership, they provide us with liability insurance, they provide us with a campus that we could put our kennel on, and they just make a tremendous amount of resources available to us so we can offer more to the veterans and their pets than we would have otherwise.
And what is your service area for this? Like, veterans have to live in specific counties, or how would a veteran know if they're eligible for services?
Any veteran who gets their care from the Marion VA will be eligible for our service.
Have you had people already pre-register their animals?
Not yet, but I wish y'all would.
Well, tell them right there what they need to do.
You can go online to vetsandpets-si.org and click on the Veterans button, and you can register for service there. And if you want to volunteer, there's a button there to be a volunteer as well, to either foster or transport.
So go ahead and give them the address one more time.
vetsandpets-si.org.
What is it that you most want people in the community to know about the service?
I want them to know that there are veterans who their lives are being put at risk because they just don't have a support system to take care of their animals. And their animals, that's all they have in the world. And the fear of losing that is tremendous. And they would rather suffer than be without their dogs. Mm-hmm. So this is, in my opinion, it's an easy thing we can do to help them to improve their lives and to save their lives.
I sit here and it gives me goosebumps when you talk about that, Verna, because these are veterans. These are people who have put their lives on the line for all of us. And the one thing we can do in return for them, one small thing, is just help them take care of that most beloved person in their life, that family member. And I just am so in awe of what you've done and the goal that you have for this. So any last comments you would like to make to our audience to let them know how to step forward and help you, other than you can go online during Give SI and donate directly to Vets and Pets?
They can donate directly to Vets and Pets. They can donate through Right Way Rescue. They can volunteer, like I said, to transport, to foster, and to do a lot of things, because we hope to have a lot more events coming up in the future. So and also a lot of the veterans that we're going to be helping may not have access to the internet or know how to use the internet. So if you know a veteran in need, let them know about us and help them fill out an application.
So they could call us here at Give SI
Yes.
at Southern Illinois Community Foundation, and we would help them get in touch with you. So the number here is 618-997-3700. Verna, thank you so much. Thank you for what you're doing. Thank you for being here today. And thank you all for joining us on this version of Give SI. We look forward to seeing you with our next guest.
Give SI is made possible by Oasis. We More Better. Video services provided by ManVoice. Additional funding for Give SI is made possible by these sponsors.